Hi. Alright, so, evidently I don't have the lighting right. But I'm making this video because I need to get out what's inside of me. Otherwise, it won't get out, you know? And, I mean, like a support group, but I don't want to go to a support group. I don't need a support group. I mean, I do have a circle of friends that I wish would support me. I can say that. I mean, a lot of times I get things like, oh, but you should keep it inside, or go to a support group, or, things like that. And, you know, I think that I prefer to be supported by people that know and love me. And I, you know, I'm not, it surprises me anyway. It surprises me that some people think that people should suffer in silence, because that's why people get away with what they get away with. In any circumstance, not just narcissistic abuse, but in any circumstance. If people don't point out what the person is doing, or then they keep getting away with it. That's why they keep doing it. That's why there's so many rotten people in the world. Because so many people tell people the same thing. Like, they make them feel like they should go to a support group because they need something. Yeah, what I need is just support from my friends and family. You don't need to even support me, but don't tell me to not say anything and talk to strangers. Because basically, I'm not doing it for you. I'm not doing it for my ex-narcissist. I'm not doing it for anybody. I'm doing it for myself. It helps me to get it out and to tell the story, because it needs to be told. And I'm not telling any names. I'm just getting it out, because, quite frankly, the anger is too much to hold inside. And it's not going to be an angry video. I'm just telling my story. Telling the story. And I'm not a relationship expert. I know that a lot of these videos about narcissism and narcissist abuse are from relationship coaches. And I will smoke a cigarette while I'm making this, I'm sorry. But they're from, what you would call the experts. And I'm not saying that they're not, they are. But as a person that, I don't have to be an expert to know that what I went through was not okay. And a lot of the videos that I've been watching, because they do help, these things to learn about something that you can't stomach or comprehend, that then it helps to know that it's not in your head. These things do go on, and there's quite a multitude of people that have, had to deal with something like this. So that helps to know that you're not on your own out there. You're not, it happens. It's a real thing. I do think there's a mental disorder, narcissism, and not all narcissism. I mean, there are some traits that we all have, I think, of narcissists, but certainly not in the sense where you don't have any remorse, you have no boundaries, nothing is off limits. And basically, in their mind, and their definition of love is not love. When you love somebody, you don't have a smear campaign on Facebook for 2.5 years saying the most vile, disgusting things that you've ever read about yourself. And the thing is that It wasn't like, I know we've all posted things on Facebook or somewhere that, you know, we realize, oh, no, that's no good. And maybe 10 minutes later go back and delete it. You know? These would sit there. They would sit there for hours upon hours upon hours. And I can think of 2 incidences where I didn't get jobs because people had seen these things. One person even said to me, Tracy, I didn't even know if I should start wearing a hazmat suit anytime I saw you. That's how disgusting and vile they were. They were grotesque. Grotesque. And I wouldn't tell people, oh my God, look what he wrote, because I was so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed. I didn't want anybody. I talk about my stalker and what was going on with, you know, a fake name because of the fact I was so humiliated that if anybody saw these things, I know people, loads of people saw them. I mean, that little globe was there all over the world with my name in big, black, bold lettering. So it didn't matter if I blocked him, you know, as Facebook advises you. But they also say, that just means you won't be able to see posts from him. Everybody else could. Everybody. And they were not anything. You couldn't stomach them. I wanted to stick my head in a hole. I walked around with my eyes down and my head down. I was so humiliated. I couldn't make eye contact with people. I was sure that every time I filled out a job application, they would look at my name and be like, oh my God, this has popped up on my timeline. I mean, and they'd be there for so long that God only knows how many people had shared them, screenshot it. I mean, my God. And for 2.5 years. I say stalker because in a lot of those videos that I've been watching, it appears that a normal narcissist relationship that they speak of. Hey, stop. My dog he insisted on coming in the living room. I tried to make him stay in the kitchen while I made this, but he wouldn't. So you stop it now. Please, stop. Or you're going back in the kitchen. Stop it, Roscoe. Stop it. Okay. So, what was I saying? See, I knew he was going to do this. Oh, okay. They all say, you know, even the comments that I'm reading and stuff are a little bit different than, I mean, I read through them all, not all, you know, but I do read them, even the long ones. And, I haven't come across anything that is like my story. I'm sure that there's people who have had it happen, but it was so extreme that it was real comparable to a Lifetime movie. Like, we prepare for things in life. We prepare for, you know, all sorts of different things occurring. You know, subconsciously we prepare for, like, life, death, childbirth, breakups, loss of jobs. You know, we prepare for them. But I was never prepared for what I went through. I wasn't prepared for the lack of, you know, it seemed like I couldn't get a fair shake. I mean, I know half of it has to do because, you know, he was friends with police officers in the town where I lived. And they literally, I mean, he would know everything I said to them. Everything. Word for word. Word for word. He'd know everything I said. I mean, they'd come and they'd be like, hey, Rich, how you doing? I'm going to have to edit something right now, so I'll be back.